Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Don and Dave.
Hello.
Today we are going to look at update 1.194 and the Frostbite DLC.
Oh yeah. Wait, that emoji is really look finally it
I
kicked in.
know it takes forever.
And those are the two new emojis that you get from the DLC package.
All right, so let's get started. So in patch 1.194, the new update, one of the main things that I like about it is the small hydrogen tanks.
Yeah, that's pretty
And then
cool. They finally decided to make small.
yeah, so this is a large grid hydrogen tank, but in a smaller format. I don't know what the difference is in terms of storage from the large one versus a small one. Didn't really care to look at it, but if you want to see a comparison of the regular large hydrogen tank, it's actually called a hydrogen tank, not even called a large hydrogen tank. You probably should change that.
Put it
All right,
down.
back up. So that's the regular hydrogen tank that we normally would use
What? It's such a huge difference.
versus this small one.
So this small one only has 350,000 liters, while this one has 5 million liters.
Where do you see 5 million?
If you go to the
Oh,
settings,
the control panel.
yeah,
I'm just looking at storage.
no. If you go to the control panel, it's such a huge difference. This one only has, 350,000 compared to 5 million.
Oh wow, that's a big difference.
All right.
Yeah.
What is this one? This one's the same
And
thing, right?
then this is the same thing. I just put it on a vertical way so you can see how it looks like.
It looks cool.
And there's two holes for it, and it's in the up and down vertical, or left and right if you're looking at it horizontally.
Oh yeah.
So you could connect it to like a large hydrogen tank or your cargoes or your hydrogen thrusters and all that stuff. So they did a bit of a design. I think only two sides are the same. So this side, or let's look at this vertical one. So
Oh
this
yeah.
side is this hydrogen with the warning, and then the other side is this H2, and then it repeats itself. So nothing crazy about that. But that's a large grid, small hydrogen tanks, which is pretty cool because if you're making hydrogen thrusters, it's nicer to hide these guys than this guy.
Yeah, definitely. That thing is
And
so hard to build around, the large hydrogen tank.
I know. So now you get much better way to build around it. And this is only a 2x2
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2x2, like a
compared
assembler.
to this 3x3, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a big difference here.
All
All
right, what
right.
next?
The next thing is the small grid hydrogen tank,
Look how tiny that
which
thing is.
that is a lot better than this guy. Oop, that built that a little too far.
Build it again.
This guy. So
Put it on the
bit of a
block. Oh
bit
no,
of a
you can't.
difference. I can't put it on a block right now. A
I
bit
have
of a
access
difference
denied.
because I'm not sharing anything with you. This one has 160 liters.
Oh, this one only has 7,000.
Yeah, 160 versus 7,000. But this is like
So much smaller.
a tiny 2x4 small grid block versus whatever this is. I don't even know how many small grids that's going to be.
Yeah, you know how many
But
new vehicles you could spawn just by using the smaller one versus the
I
big
know
one?
this is so much cooler. And you could just like, pack a few, like 2 or 3 together to make it look cool.
Yeah.
And the face plates of it, the design, I think both sides are the same. Up and down is slightly different because you have the hydrogen tank on top, and on the bottom it's just more of a flat compartment, so not much to see
Yeah.
there.
Oh, there's still a
But
meter. I could still see a green meter there.
yeah, but me on the underside, it's like not designed much.
It's smaller than a battery.
Yeah, it is. So this is pretty cool, and of course, uh, all the coloring is a little off because we have the new DLC skin, but we'll talk about that in a second. And other than that, 1.194 in terms of blocks, I think that's about it. But there's a cooler function in there, and Don's gonna tell you about it right now. Yeah.
And this is one of the new updates in this pack where they have full controller support. And if you check out the screen, I'm actually in third person view right now. they changed the layout on the bottom right. So now you could just have a quick access to your tools, and by hitting up, down, left, right on your D-pad, you could select whatever you want. The shoulder buttons actually activate these cool menus that you could actually just talk to people, toggle your helmet, you know, for multiplayer menu. On the left toggles, you actually would pull up your block section. So you could, whatever you have in your toolbar, which you normally would have like 1 through 9, is now on the top left toggle button. And then you just use your controller pad to go through and select whatever you had over there, like blocks or something like that, which is really, really cool. And then top left, L1, you would have your options. So you could actually just go through there and, toggle your options. Top R1 would be your menus, and your jetpack is your X button. Jumping would be A, and running would be B. And yeah, there's a few other options that you could play around with, but you could change the menu. You could change all the stuff around by going into options. Let me show you here. And going into controls, and there's gamepad options, and you could actually change whatever you want over here. But yeah, that's a really cool feature that I was just playing around with, and I really like to try to use it. I do want to try to use it. Probably in the future, though.
Probably.
Um,
I think it coincides with the Xbox beta release or release. I don't even know. Did it come out yet?
the beta release for Space Engineers for Xbox,
be-
that's
the
probably
beta.
why they have these new menus. Yeah.
Probably. Likely. But yeah. One thing we didn't talk about really quickly, one of the very, very nice things about the new update, especially for those who record Space Engineers, is the crosshairs. So the crosshair, let's go to the options. If you go to the options, game, show crosshair, you can change to visible with HUD, always visible, or always hidden. So when we normally play, we always have it on always hidden, so that the crosshair is not in the way of our recording. But now we can hide it by pressing tab and have our cinematic view without the crosshair, instead of us constantly have to turn it on and off. But we usually play with it off anyways. And we got kind of used to that in most cases. That's a cool option to have now. So we can actually play our crosshair. And then if we need cinematics, we just tab out of it.
This is definitely worth it. Like, out of all the updates, I think I like this one the most.
I like it too, but I'm switching right now back to always hidden because I don't know. It seems to be better in terms of like recording and everything, even though we're doing stuff without having that thing right in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. I just like it when I have it when I fly my ships. It kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
helps.
That
That's the
helps
only thing.
to really know if you're centered and everything like that.
Yeah.
But there's a
Alright.
bunch of other features and improvements that they made. We'll probably list that down or provide a link on the description so you see and read all the things that they added. So now we are going to talk about Frostbite DLC, or they call it the Frostbite Pack DLC. And number one thing about the DLC is Triton, a new planet that we're in, as you see. It's an icy planet, but here's a quick cinematic view of the whole entire planet. So yeah, included with the DLC is the planet itself. It does have a Frostbite scenario, which you can play co-op or solo. And I think we're going to do that at a later episode.
Mhm.
It comes with the frozen armor skin, which is what you see here.
I love this.
All
This
this
frozen armor
frost.
skill.
Yeah, all this frost on the floors, all the stuff that we put up, except for this hydrogen tank. This hydrogen tank has no frost on it. So it's a cool little skin they can add.
Can you paint one of the blocks like blue?
Sure.
I want to see if the frostbite stays white.
No, it doesn't stay white. It changes
It
colors.
turns to blue? What are you doing?
That's not the frostbite.
It doesn't look like frostbite.
See.
Oh,
Yeah.
look.
So if you
It stays
color
white.
any color, it just changes. Well, the block changes, of course, but the frost is
Yeah.
always gonna be white.
Yeah, I was afraid that the frost was going to be like whatever the color of the block was. Then that would have been like stupid.
Yeah.
But no, that's really cool.
So that's the cool part of.
I would love my ships with it.
I know, especially when you're in this planet. Like it just showed that you're in a freezing tundra area. But yeah. So other additions to the pack are these offset doors. So they're pretty much like almost like a half block, I can say. So you could open it. One seems to be the front of the door, and if you go to the back, 2 seems to be the back of the door, which just has this little cubby hole in it. So you can actually put 2 doors together like this for fun. And
Ooh,
you can kind of trap somebody in there too.
you really can.
And you can actually see through the little hole. I can see
Oh my
you.
god, I can see you. That's so cool.
So interesting way of making doors if you are looking to make it this way. But if you do it this way, I think it's gonna be weird because you need to add some blocks around it to make sure there's no holes. And with that, there's these gates, which is pretty much a bigger size of those offset doors. So now this gate, it's about 2 by 3, 3 long, 2 high. In terms of blocks, I want to say. Yeah. So that's how big the opening is. So you don't necessarily need to use hangar doors anymore. Well, unless you have bigger doors. But with this option,
Large grid ship. Imagine the large grid
Yeah.
ship, and then you just
Yeah.
put this door as the hangar bay door. Oh my god, that's gonna look so sick.
pretty much. Wait, hold on. Does the offset doors have small ones? No, it's all large grids. So the offset doors, large grid. This gate is also large grid. I don't think there's a smaller version of it either. Let me see. Gate. Nope. So these are all large grid stuff. And the other new things is behind this door, and it's a little bit grim, but we have downed space engineers.
Yeah, I see dead people.
We see dead people. Anyways, there's.
Did you get to choose the color?
No. Yeah. Well, yeah. You dye them like a block.
Oh, okay.
No pun intended. So there's 6 options or variations of these guys added into the Frostbite pack. And let me just grab them here. Dead engineers. So you have 6 different kinds. I spread them all out here. You have one kind of sleepy one here. One sitting up and a couple more laying down, face palmed. And these 2 are the same. I just put them back to back for fun.
Oh, that
And
looks so
colored
cool.
and also color them. Some of the skins kind of work too. So if you do like, I don't know if Frostbite works, but let's give it a shot.
Try it. Yeah.
It doesn't really do too much. It changed a
Wait.
little bit.
Are you trying to say I could put a disco skin on them?
Yeah, you could probably do a disco skin on them if you want to. Where's the disco
No, I
skin?
can't paint them.
Yeah, you can't paint them, but I can do it. I don't know if that changed anything.
They made them brighter.
It just made them brighter. I think some of them changes, like, I forgot which one. I think it was carbon fiber. That one
Oh, that would look cool.
turns them into a darker color, I think. Nope,
Try it now.
that didn't do it. I don't remember which one it was. Silver. Silver.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
silver
you go.
just turned them silver.
All right, moving on.
Kind of like duh. But yeah, and the backpacks on these guys actually work, so you can actually store stuff there.
Oh
This is
yeah.
a
How much stuff?
Pretty cool little
400
thing.
liter. Oh, that's pretty cool.
400 liters, not much, but that's pretty cool. And I think lastly, I shouldn't say lastly, but it also comes with this big old antenna dish, as they call it.
It's functional. It's actually functional. I looked it up.
It's
It acts as a
functional.
regular antenna, not a laser antenna. It acts as a regular antenna, but it just
Ah,
much bigger. I wonder what the mats are to make this.
I don't know.
Let me check real quick because if the mats are less than a regular antenna,
It's probably the same or much more.
uh, let's see, and then a regular antenna.
Ah, there's a small block version.
There is a small block version. Sick.
No, is there? No, I can't.
Actually, this takes more mats, more girders, while the other one takes large steel tubes. So it kind of like evens out.
Uh-huh.
It takes 120 girders compared to 40 large tubes,
Yeah.
and everything else is the same. So it pretty much evens out as far as like building this or building that.
So there's no small grid one, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when you select on the item, there is one, but I can't switch to it. So I think there is
Can you
none.
build on top of the hydrogen tank?
No. Maybe let's build a bit of a block first. And then put this guy on.
No, I clicked the emoticon by accident.
Mm, mm, nope.
No,
Oh.
it doesn't. Oh, wait. That's literally what I was about to do too.
So it doesn't seem like the small grid one's working, if there is even a small grid one, but yeah. So the antenna dish is actually just comes with the antenna dish. That's it. So you gotta kind of find a way to put it together. I put it on these blocks and rotors to kind of, this is horribly designed, but just to make it like up and down, left and right kind of situation. But I couldn't think it through, so I just gave up on it.
It's pretty cool though.
But that's that. And the last thing that is actually on the DLC pack is actually 7 LCD posters, which I
Ooh.
don't have up, but they can look kind of cool, I guess, right?
Let's try to put one up.
Let's do the LCD screens.
Let's put one up on
Let's put it back here. So here, if you want to just add a few.
did I accidentally
1,
delete
2,
one?
3, 4. Yeah, you did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever. Recruit. Let's just add recruit. I don't want to look at all of them. Not a big fan of the posters too much, but oh. Maybe I'm a big fan of these now.
See, now you're a big fan. Look at this. I was reading them out as you were trying to do it.
That's really cool.
Here, let me try this one. Text and images.
Clang Cola.
Clan Cola
Cosmic
2.
Coffee.
And what?
Yes, that's service. Nice. A taste that's out of this world. 100% fair trade Martian coffee beans.
I didn't know my coffee was from Mars.
So these are the 7 LCD posters. It's a little screen terry on my screen, but whatever. That's pretty much the update and also the Frostbite pack DLC. We'll see you guys next time in the Frostbite scenario. And hopefully it's a decent scenario, lengthy scenario, so we can play it through and show you guys how that's going to look like. And of course, it's going to show off the designs of bases and stuff that they have in place. So I think that's going to be cool. We look forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yep. All right. So
All right. See you guys later.
So the emotes for some reason is a little bit glitchy, and it makes you kind of Naruto run.
Look at that. Which one are you using?
I think both of them does that, or kind of like a river dance where you jump up.
No, I think only the other one does.
Oh, this is funny. The wrist one. Looking at your wrist is the one I do for the most part that does that.